Yeah.
All right. Gonna make it happen. Gonna make it happen. Here we go. All the hits, Q97.1, Danny Salas, all the way live from the site of Wrestlemania, baby. 2015 is going down. We're actually here inside WWE Access Radio Row, and as promised, I told you I was going to have the most charismatic, the most crazy superstar you've seen on TV in the last few months, dare I say years. I have my man Dean Ambrose live up in the building. How you feeling?
Pretty good. You really built me up there. Crazy and charismatic. I feel like I'm going to,
I do intros, man.
Yeah,
That's my job.
I feel like I got to be a little more wild now, especially because I'm on tape, too.
I'm not, right? Yeah, for those who don't know, we are filming this, so you can see just how unstable Dean Ambrose is right now, man.
All right. Well, I'm pretty good right now.
You're cool. You seem mellow and subdued. Obviously, you haven't hit the Red Bull table yet, so you're cool.
Oh, yeah, not yet. No.
Well, good morning, man. It's good to meet you, man.
Hey, what's happening?
So let's talk about it. Before we even get into the festivities going on all this weekend, like I just mentioned, man, we're at Access right now, which is a big fan fest, so everybody can get all up close and personal with Dean Ambrose and other superstars and divas. This Sunday, obviously, WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame tomorrow. But I want to talk about Dean Ambrose going back to his pre-WWE days, because a lot of stuff set up right now at Access. You see a lot of NXT, see a lot of NXT superstars walking around. You kind of made your mark before WWE, even before NXT. You've been doing this for years, man. How does a dude like Dean Ambrose even decide for himself, man, this is the life for me. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life?
I can't really remember ever deciding that. It was just kind of a thing. I always just somehow in the back of my head knew that I wanted to be a pro wrestler when I was a kid. Like, I don't remember a time when I went, I'm gonna try it. Like, I just somehow in the back of my mind I always knew that it's just what I've always wanted to do. So, it was just all about finding a place to start, and I found a wrestling school in Ohio that it was a very good camp and a very reputable place called HWA, run by a guy named Les Thatcher. And I started training when I was 16 and just getting the crap beat out of me for a few years and setting up rings and selling popcorn, et cetera, et cetera. And
I guess what we call earning your stripes, right? Doing all the grunt work and doing everything but what you want to do in the ring before you actually do what you want to do in the ring.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of I was brought up, definitely brought up like the proper way of learning how to take falls and protect yourself, and so I have a pretty good solid fundamental base. That's the boring stuff, but yeah, I mean, you learn, you start learning, picking up experience, and you hit the road and you start making every show you can, every wrestle at a carnival, in a bingo hall, at a flea market, at every VFW, UAW hall you can. Just pile four dudes in a car, drive to Chicago, drive to Detroit, drive to Tampa, whatever it is, and you network and you gain new friends and new experience, and you travel internationally, whatever. You just build up your name, and after what was it, 2011 or 2010, I just had enough of I had earned enough of a buzz, I guess, that I got called from WWE one day, and they were like, "Do you want to go to Florida?" And I was like, "Okay," and it was that. Wow. It just happened like that. I mean, it's a very simple version of a very long story,
No, well, that you kind of answered a whole mess of questions, man, because I'm sure you get questions like this all the time. Hey, what do I do to be a professional wrestler? You kind of just mapped out what you got to do. Earn your stripes, get your name known out there. Because really, man, being called up to WWE or NXT, kind of worse odds than winning the lottery, man. So you kind of have to do something to get noticed, right?
They say, I heard a stat once that it's the odds of making it to WWE are fewer than making it in the NFL,
right?
Or NBA or any of that stuff.
Yeah,
so
I've had this conversation before too, because that's a good example. NFL, they have all these teams. The talent pool is about this big in the NFL, which is still pretty small. But man, it's probably a tenth in WWE of that talent pool. So you're working with a target this much smaller in WWE. So
it's a good way to put it, But
right.
So I got pretty fortunate and lucky to get a little bit of a crack in the door, and it's all. Then you kick it open, and here we are today. So
there it is. Well, we can't be talking to Dean Ambrose without talking about one of the most talked about stables in the last decade. how did the Shield come together, man? So with you, with Rollins, with Reigns, did you guys come up? Did you guys know each other before being called up to WWE, or how did that whole Shield
I
happen?
first met both those guys in Florida Championship Wrestling,
Yeah.
which was the precursor to NXT, where we were just in a little warehouse in Tampa. Kind of, we didn't have like the network or our own show, or like NXT's like got a lot of visibility and stuff right now, and it was just great. But back then, I think we were kind of like we were before that, so we were just kind of felt like we were it seemed like we were on a little island by ourselves, and the main roster, Raw and SmackDown, were like the promised land way up here, and we were just down here. We were like felt like the ugly stepchildren of WWE, so it put a big like chip on our shoulder kind of thing. And when we got the opportunity to do the kind of 3-man gang bully thing, it turned into something so much bigger than it was, because we just started literally making it up as we go along. It was a little bit of a crack in the door that we were able to kick open. Originally we were just kind of a typical gang of thugs, protect a guy kind of thing. But we turned it into, started becoming like the 6-man tag team specialists and having really exciting matches, and every time we got a little bit of an opportunity, then we'd knock it out of the park again. And it was just like just having that work ethic between the three of us, and that little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and the trust and respect between the three of us, it evolved into what it evolved into.
Yeah, man. So the Shield and kind of the breakup of the Shield, it's like one of those polarizing things that wrestling fans always talk about, man. So I want to get the view of Dean Ambrose, man. Do you think that the Shield kind of went their own separate ways a little too early, or would you like to have seen that? Would you like to have ridden that wave a little longer? Do you think it was the right time?
Well, I think because of the way you just phrased that it's a talked about polarizing thing or whatever, then that shows that it was the right decision.
There you go.
The thing I like about it is we ended it at our peak.
Yep.
And never had a chance to downslide. There was never a moment where anybody was like, yeah, you know what, the Shield's kind of getting stale. Maybe we should try something else with those guys. There was never a moment like that where fans went, the Shield again, because we went out before that could happen.
There you go.
So you never got to see a watered down or tired out version of the Shield. You only saw
you went out on top, man.
Yeah.
You went out. It's kind of like a TV show, man. You never want your favorite TV show to jump the shark before it gets canceled. You want it to
exactly, yeah. Like The Simpsons have been on like 20-something seasons now, but it peaked in like season 7.
There it is. Yeah. There it is, man. Well, the Shield, that may have been the peak for the Shield, man. But it looks like Dean Ambrose as a solo superstar, man. It looks like you've done big things already. What we got planned for the future of Dean Ambrose, man? Let's say over the next 12 months, what's going to be happening in the life of Dean Ambrose?
For me, it's just about going in and delivering every single night and being, because I'm kind of in a role in the company where, I'm a kind of a workhorse guy and dependent on to do stuff, and but also in a situation where I'm gonna have to kind of bite and claw and scratch for everything that I get. So for me, it's just making every town, making every show, from Wrestlemania to every house show to SmackDown right in Fresno on Tuesday, right after
yes, sir,
right after Wrestlemania. So and bringing that same, bringing 100% work ethic and bringing energy every single day. I don't know if it's making any sense, but
hey, from Dean Ambrose, everything makes sense.
Yeah, basically just working my ass off every single day, in whatever situation I'm put in, whether it's a ladder match or tag team match or whatever it is, So
there it is. Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate the time, and I, as a fan, I look forward to seeing you this Sunday, man. That ladder match is gonna be freaking ridiculous, man, and I know it's gonna be one of the matches of the night that people are gonna be talking about the next day. So good luck with it, man. Stay healthy.
Well, I'm gonna try. Once you climb that ladder, there's no guarantees of anything. But once you're up there,
there it is. I just want you healthy enough. I want you healthy enough to show up in Fresno for SmackDown on Tuesday, man, because I'm gonna be there too. All right.
Okay, well, that's the plan.
All right, there it is. Dean Ambrose live at WWE Wrestlemania on the network this Sunday. I appreciate your time. Last words for the 559. Last words for Fresno.
Hey, don't miss your chance to come see WWE live in Fresno this coming Tuesday, right after WrestleMania. See all the fallout, being there live.
There it is. Dean Ambrose live on Q97.1.